Welcome back to another episode of the What Everybody podcast. Episode 118 is here and ready to go. On today's episode, we talked about Cybertrucks again. Never gets old, boy, it never gets old. Zachary Starkey gets fired from The Who for overplaying. That's interesting. We shall look into that a little bit more and plenty more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So with no further ado, Ryan and Johnny. Well, welcome back to another episode of the What Everybody podcast. Episode 118 is here. We're back. Hello.
118.
How you doing?
118 times we've sat down and done this.
It's crazy.
Do you believe it? 118 times that we've sat down and stared into the Zoom screen and talked about bullshit. Good thing we didn't do this yesterday. Did you hear about Zoom? Zoom was like nationally down yesterday.
That probably fucked up a lot of businesses.
Oh, dude, can you imagine? Everybody had to go to Google Meet.
I guess it's fair to say that this May is 5 years since we started working on it and 4 years since we've released episode 1.
It's a slow burn, baby. It's all good.
It's a slow burn, but I can't believe that 4 years have gone by. You know, that pandemic
really has
thing
gone fast.
That pandemic thing kind of changed the course of what time felt like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I really wish it didn't happen. I really, really wish it didn't happen.
I wonder, okay, so here's something to think about. Have you ever thought about how we don't have the podcast if that doesn't happen?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It took us months to figure out how to talk to one another.
In this regard, it did. Yeah. And that would probably be more on me because I feel like this has helped me be more of a conversational human being. You know what I mean? I was kind of like
before you really didn't know how to communicate, how to pick on me, and now you've really learned the art of it.
It has nothing. Well, I've always been good at picking on you, but what I was bad at was like conversation with people, like talking to people, looking at somebody in the eyes and having a conversation. And in the back of my head, the only thing I'm thinking is, how do I get out of this? Okay, what do I say to get out of this? How do I cut this short? That's really what I would think.
I wonder if that's
if you've talked to me in more than a minute in conversation ever, I probably thought that while talking to you. Not you, just in general.
I wonder if the women that I talk to that I don't know are having the same thought, like God,
the women that you talk to that you don't. Oh,
God, help me! How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? Help!
No offense to you, but probably like that's why. No, I mean it's not a personal knock at you. I think people in general. This also could just be the negative bullshit in my brain, but I think people in general, and maybe this is a self-revelation. I think people don't want to talk to me.
You need therapy.
Probably. Yeah, probably. It's what is it like? I play guitar so I could get the approval of people because I don't think that they like me or something.
I don't know, but
Therapy 101.
That's funny. That's funny. I have pondered this thought. I mean, like I said it to Felipe and he kind of shot it down by just saying, because we love to play music, which is a good way of looking at it. But I thought to myself, what does it say about a human that needs to get on stage in front of a room full or a farm full of random people and get, I don't want to say approval.
Applause?
Like there's something like... weirdly looking for some kind of weird, odd validation. I mean, not to get too deep here on the pod or nothing, but
it's 100% correct, though. It's 100% correct. Like it's fun. I'll devil's advocate. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to do anything else. You're not going to get the same gratification going to work at the bank, as I like to say. But
some people do. Some people get gratification out of making money every day.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's definitely money hungry people like that. But I don't know, man. That's like when I was in my 20s, I never had that thought. But as I get older and I'm like going to therapy and stuff and like I think about it, I'm like, what does that say about a human to like need this validation? Or more importantly, what's that say about what went wrong in your life as a child?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, I think
Not to get deep on everybody here.
No,
but you know.
Because it's interesting though. Like I've thought this, like, you know, we moved away from our family to live in a city that initially didn't really know too many people to try and start this thing over again.
Which is weird, coming from the guy. Weird coming from the guy who just says he doesn't like to talk to people. That he moves to a city where he doesn't know any people.
That's not true. I moved here. I had a pretty good support system when I moved here. However, the point is that you move away from your family and you miss that time with your family to, get on a stage and try to get the approval of strangers. It's odd. It's very odd.
Yeah, man. I what's even more odd is that I can't even relate to what you're saying. Like
I'm saying you leave something, familiar.
No. Listen, I know what you're saying. What I'm saying that I don't relate to is you said you move away from your family.
Yeah.
And this, that, and the other thing. It's sort of like, I've always kind of just considered whatever band I'm in was kind of like my family at the time. Probably why I give you such a hard time when you're not able to hang out. Because, like, you know, we're not a band anymore. Nobody wants to hang out.
Yeah.
Jabs.
Yeah. Well, that's not my fault. It's not. That's
it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. You know?
No, the hanging thing. I'm not saying. I'm saying not being in a band anymore with you is not my fault. That band is not active anymore.
Dude, there's some weird stats on that band right now. I was on the back end of that Spotify thing they call
back end of the
Spotify.
Spots.
Back end of the spots. You would think that the age group of Warner Drive that listened to that band would be older. The age group is like the largest age group that listens to Warner Drive at this point in time is 23 to 45.
That's cool.
It's
is there
crazy.
Is there a location to
yes, that? Germany.
That makes sense.
And Metal Bridge. Metal Bridge gets played almost 1,000 times in Germany a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Shout out Germany.
Yeah.
Shout out Hamburg. Hamburg's fun, man. Hamburg.
Yeah, the crazy thing about that wild. Is Warner Drive didn't even extensively tour Germany. We played a few shows. We played a couple of festivals.
For years, though.
But in one section. We never went down south. We never, went to Frankfurt. We never went to Berlin. No, we played Wild at Heart, Berlin.
Yeah. That's where I got my Elvis Presley face tattoo shirt in Berlin, next to Wild at Heart.
I think Berlin's an overrated city.
It was really, really kind of dirty to me. I remember being there and just think the graffiti was everywhere.
That's everywhere in Germany, though. That's a German thing, man. They love their graffiti art. I just prefer Hamburg over Berlin.
Hamburg's fun. Hamburg, dude. What did I say about it? It's where Vegas goes when Vegas wants to party.
Hamburg. That's funny. That place can be dangerous if you let it.
I bet.
Thought I was quoting a Cheap Trick song there.
I'm going to let you figure that one out. What Cheap Trick song says that Hamburg is dangerous if you let it?
It's something if you let it. It's not. Anyway.
Anywho, hey,
speaking of Hamburg, real quick. Speaking of Hamburg, have you ever gone into a red light district and participated?
As in purchased a female?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Me neither. Now, nor have I. Let me ask you this question.
I have a follow up after you.
All right. My follow up is, could you?
My answer is no.
Okay. Me too.
With an asterisk.
Okay. What's the asterisk? What's the asterisk?
We were in Amsterdam. Sorry, Mom. We were in Amsterdam and did the thing. Walked down. Walked around, and I had no intention. I was like, why would I spend money on that? And we found that bar that the dude was from San Diego.
Irish bar. The Irish bar.
He's from San Diego, correct?
Then I got my favorite meal in fucking Europe there. Well, second favorite next to this French sandwich. It was like a beef stew. It was just potatoes and meat.
It was delicious. It was delicious. And the guy was from San Diego, and we broed out, and it was cool. We're in Amsterdam again.
It was next to that hostel place that had a venue in the basement of the hostel. I forget the name of that, like Saint something or another.
Yeah. So, and I know this is true because I was listening to Howard Stern, and his producer Baba Booey told this exact same story. And I was like, holy shit, I've been to that exact spot. So we're at this bar, and the owner, we're broing out, and he goes, oh, what have you guys been doing? We had the day off, and we were like, oh, we're just being typical tourists. We walked down the red light and all that stuff. And he goes, listen, that's tourist stuff. You got to go. And he gave us directions. And the directions were, go here and you go down this alley. And I remember going to, and this was the thing that Baba Booey said that I was like, I've been there. We're walking down this alley and I'm not a big guy. I barely fit. It was so narrow. I barely fit going down this alley. And it was about a block. And you come into this opening and it's one block of red light district. And he goes, that's where the locals go. Cause that's where like the quality is. And we walked down that block and all of a sudden I went, I understand now. Because do you remember this at all?
Was I with you?
Yeah. Had a bigger impact on me. Well, it's all good, baby.
No, I'll say this. I had a similar situation happen the very first time I toured Europe with the Knives. We got into Hamburg. It was like, I don't know, the bus rolled in late. And we got out and there was like 2 girls in the red light district. And one of those girls was like the hottest girl I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was this block. I probably didn't use my words properly, but it was like every single person I saw was like, oh my goodness.
I feel even weird like going down there. It was funny. We went down whenever like we're on the road.
But it's an occupation for them there. It's not taboo. They have healthcare. They have families and stuff.
They get tested constantly.
Yeah.
It's still a weird job. We were walking down the red light district the last time we were in Hamburg, and some chick was like on her phone in the window. I'm like, yo, what are you looking at? And she showed me her phone. I'm like, you're on effing Instagram. She's just sitting.
What else is she gonna do? She's just sitting there waiting.
No, makes to get some business.
I remember we played in Hamburg.
It really is like a thing because the thing is, this is just what the reality is. Some of the hottest women in the world are from Eastern Europe, okay? And most of the girls, or a lot of the girls in those...
It's all subjective, but okay.
It's subjective. But a lot of those girls in those booths are from Eastern Europe.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you're talking about Hamburg. We played, and a friend of mine was at our show in Hamburg and walked to the train and came back to meet up with you guys. And I was walking by myself at night, which is always sketchy. And they have girls in the street and they engage in conversation with you.
Yeah, they wear
and
Uggs.
It's like,
the chicks
they
wear
Uggs. Yep, they all wear Uggs. And it's like,
and a little
I
made
a mistake.
Said hello to one?
No, I said, what did I say? I said something about like, I'm not from here. Or I alluded to the fact that I was American. Oops. And you have to stay a vicinity away from them because they'll grab you. And I just like kind of got in my head, like, at what point am I engaged enough that they probably have some tough guy behind them saying like, you owe money now, And I literally, it was that whole conversation of like in the back of my head, how do I get out of this? What do I do to get out of it? I just like walked away.
I don't know why I'm like this, but like I can't do lap dances. Very awkward.
Yeah,
and
no, it's creepy,
for me.
man.
And if I can't do that, I could even have trouble like tipping strippers. Like I stand in the back and like I'm like, this is a weird place to be at. Even though I like looking, but I feel guilty looking because I don't want to give any money, But then,
that's weird.
I think to myself, if I can't even get a lap dance, well, how the hell would I be able to go in and see a prostitute? That's intense to me. That's some intense shit to me. I had a guitar player in one of my bands who went. We were playing Amsterdam, and just for breakfast and lunch, he had 3 different girls.
Breakfast and what?
His breakfast and lunch was an Asian girl, a black girl, and some other girl.
Okay, I misunderstood you for a second. Yeah,
More power to you.
I don't know, man.
I don't know how to. My luck, I'd fall in love with the girl. You know what I mean?
Don't fall in love with a stripper.
Never, dude. Never. I could never. I'm not man enough to handle that. I just don't think I could handle having a stripper girlfriend, a porn star girlfriend, or a hooker girlfriend. I just don't think I could handle that. Does that make me a pussy? I'm curious. The fact that you're taking so long to think about it is concerning.
I'm not thinking about does that make you a pussy, but I'm thinking about would it bother me? Yeah, no, I couldn't. Yeah. What am I what I'm trying to be like Mr. Neutral here. It would bother the shit out of me.
Yeah, I think the furthest that I could maybe go with it would be like an OnlyFans model because it's internet based.
Some money in OnlyFans, dude.
And like
all
if it
else
was
fails.
If it was a girl who did like solo OnlyFans stuff or included me in her OnlyFans scenes, okay, then I'd be all right probably with that.
Oh, there's no way I'd include myself. There's no way.
Why not? Money to be made.
I don't know, man. Why do you want to put that out there? You know, like that's my question. I get it that they're making money, but why do you want to put that out there?
When you think about it, how's it any different than what you and I put out there with this podcast every 2 weeks?
Whatever, mental versus physical, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, all those fails.
When I sit here and tell you that I'd have trouble fucking dating a stripper, a porn star, or a hooker, I'm pretty much walking around with my dick out right now. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
What's the difference?
I've said it for years. If all else fails, I'll be a cam girl. I'd make a great cam girl. I'd make a great cam girl.
Girl? But you're a guy. What are you going to dress cross dress?
It's a joke, buddy. Hey, I'm going to change this awkward topic to something hilarious. My hatred of Tesla trucks just continues. And I saw some article about like how, like their stock's going down now or whatever. And like the truck has been an epic failure from what I read. And it led me to these videos of people. So the hood has a sensor that if it hits something, it'll lift back up. And there's all these videos of these people putting their finger in and it crushing their finger because it doesn't lift up.
Oh, can we see some? Please tell me you have some.
Yeah, I have some. Check
awesome.
this.
Do you have any, were we ever able to find videos of the Waymos and the cone?
I don't understand those words.
Waymo's the driverless Uber in town.
Oh.
Those white cars with all the fucking cones and shit on them and stuff like that.
Oh, is that what those are? I thought those were like Google Earth cars.
That's what they look like. They look like cars doing the map stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which essentially, I guess it is because like it's driving by itself. But apparently, if you put a cone, like one of those orange cones in front of it, it has no idea what.
It doesn't know what to do.
Doesn't know what to do. It like goes like.
I'm not ready for that yet, man.
It's coming.
I'm not ready for a driverless car.
It's coming. I don't want a driverless car, though. I enjoy driving.
John is the derailer, but you kind of bring up something interesting. Have you seen those little carts, the delivery carts in the sidewalks, whatever they're called?
You know what I heard about them?
They look like little Wallies.
I think they're like little robots that deliver shit.
Yeah, they deliver shit. And I'll tell you what, man, three times in the past probably 10 days, I've been on a walk, and that thing almost hit me.
Dude, somebody told
me.
Somebody told me the other day that there's somebody in a room somewhere controlling that.
Well, good. At least someone has a job.
But that makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. There's more likely for an accident. If they put the same kind of shit in that thing that they have in the Waymo, they put the package inside, program the address, and then. But what made me. How that came up in conversations, we were driving, and I watched one of those things go around a light pole and like its wheels maneuver around a light pole. And I was just like, how the hell is that happening?
They see objects through satellite, but they don't really see people that well. And what I'm saying is if it's in a crosswalk and if you're going cross track or like, what's it called? Like the opposite direction in a crosswalk of those things, you have to watch out they don't hit you. For sure you do. Happened to me 3 times.
We should find videos of that. Can we go to the Tesla trucks, people hurting themselves?
Yeah.
Did I tell you about...
We'll call that a detour.
Well, speaking of the Cybertruck, have we talked about how America is the only country that doesn't have a government-run auto safety division?
I guarantee we've never talked about that.
I learned this a few weeks ago, and it comes up because they don't sell the Cybertruck anywhere else but here. Maybe Saudi Arabia or some shit. I don't know, but they
sell Teslas.
But
they sell Teslas elsewhere.
They sell Teslas, but they don't sell the Cybertruck because the Cybertruck does not pass safety requirements for all those countries.
Piece of shit.
So,
dude.
with that being said, what I learned was whenever you go to buy a car, you have a Jeep, right? Let's say you go and you're going to buy a Jeep, and it says safety rating of 9.98 out of 10.
Okay.
Jeep is saying that. There's nobody testing that except for Jeep telling you that.
So it's self-governing.
It's self-governed by themselves. Yeah. So that's why the Cybertruck's able to be sold here, because there's no regulations for putting that piece of shit on the road.
If you want to have a little chuckle,
the backlash.
Look up some of the failures of that thing. This one video I saw, this guy took it on a track to like test its, like mobility or whatever, and he wasn't even really doing anything crazy. It was just like 0 to 60 and like turn radius and all that stuff, and it gave him like a system failure alert, and he like the car seized up and he had to be towed. He couldn't do it. If you look at the hubcaps, that like hideous plastic plate that they put on it, if you look at it, there's a piece that goes onto the rubber of the tire. And that was a recall because you drive and it wears at the rubber, and it wears the
tire
rubber.
Pops.
Yeah, eventually it could. The windshield wiper. Have you seen the windshield wiper? It's humongous, and it just like flops. If you pick it up, it's just like this floppy. What are some other things? The gas pedal was sticking. There were people that they had a recall initially. They recalled like the first, I don't know, however many thousand of them, all of them, because the gas pedal was sticking. Imagine driving and the gas pedal is stuck. That's a problem.
Yeah, could you imagine? Dude, I was pumping gas the other day, and I had it on the lock thing to do it, and then like the lock thing got stuck. I'm like, no, stop! I want to stop at 20. Stop!
Yeah,
I
can't spend $22.
I ended up spending $22. I pissed me
I
off.
also found out in my deep dive of Cybertruck that I guess it's kind of like a biker thing, whenever motorcycles pass, they'll like signal each other or whatever. I guess like there's an unspoken Tesla truck thing. Whenever Tesla truck passes a Tesla truck, they like something or other. They like wave I don't know. They probably have some stupid cyber signal. So let's pull this video up.
Oh yeah, cyber trucks and people.
So this first guy right here is I'll just play it and let you see for yourself.
The finger. Without further ado,
we'll return after these messages.
Let's try something a little bit bigger first, like my arm.
So that's what it's supposed to do.
Very easy. It put a little bit of pressure. Nothing too bad. How about my hand? That's getting a little bit scarier. It put some pressure. There's a line on it. Nothing too bad. Everybody's been waiting for this. The finger.
You're an idiot.
Without further ado. I feared for my finger for a second, not gonna lie. That's kind of bad. And you can see my finger is shaking. It kind of.
What a putz. Is that the only one you got? Yeah, another one?
Yeah, I got another one. I mean, it's just more of the same, but it's like, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you don't know what's going to happen, why are you dumb enough to try it? What if it just cut your finger right off your body right there? Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Here's another dummy. We haven't done Yo Dummy in a while. This is an appropriate Yo Dummy.
Yeah.
Here's another dummy.
Fucking idiot.
In my last video, everybody kept saying that when the Tesla Cybertruck was coming down on my finger, that I pushed up to make it open up and sense my finger, but that's just not true. And to prove that wrong, I'm going to put my finger completely
Really?
flat against the Cybertruck this time. I'm not going to hover it. I'll put it. Everybody kept saying that when the Tesla Cybertruck was coming down on my
Oh man, what is this guy gonna
finger
do
that I pushed up to make?
God damn. Let me start this over again.
Do you have a weird connection right now?
I must. Here's another dummy.
Ready? In my last video, everybody kept saying that when the Tesla Cybertruck
this video is terrible.
Down on my finger that
Sorry
I
for the lag.
Up to
Whatever.
Make it open up and sense my finger, but that's just not true. And to prove that wrong, I'm going to put my finger completely flat against
This
the
video's
Cybertruck
annoying.
this time. I'm not going to hover it. I'll put it completely flat and see if it crushes my finger because everybody is asking. But first, I'm going to test it out with this stick.
I could not be more annoyed right now.
I think you got a bad connection because you're even like kind of freezing up on me over here.
I am?
Yeah.
Yeah, my computer's just like totally shit in the bed right now. Okay, so we're having a little bit of computer difficulty right there, but anyways, Tesla sucks.
Can we? Is it now that you're? Can we? I want to see this guy. This guy, like you left me on a cliffhanger.
It's not going to work. I closed it. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You have to email that to me. Yeah. You'll have to email it to me. You got to think. These people, like I just said, they're doing this test and they don't know what the outcome's going to be. And like, if that guy in that last video was saying, people thought that I wasn't doing this and I wasn't doing that, I'm going to put my finger flat now. Then what exactly were you doing last time?
Yeah. I saw one where they put a carrot in and it like cut a chunk out of the carrot. It's like, you're going to put your finger there?
What people will do to get views on social media. It's like, you're an idiot. An idiot.
Clout chasing. What do you want to call them? Clout chasers.
I don't know, man. Something weird. Anyways, what else you got?
What else did you bring to the table, dumbass? Did you hear the Who fired Ringo's son?
I just read about that. I want to say this morning, maybe. No, yesterday? No, maybe it was today.
The show was like the end of March, but I read about it yesterday. And
like, what exactly did he do? Like, it said that he was overplaying. That was the impression I got. But like, their drummer was Keith Moon, who was the ultimate overplayer.
Which is hilarious. Yeah, it's like you're gonna fire the Who is gonna fire a drummer for being an overplayer.
It makes no sense. I had the video. I'd like to see that. I thought that Zach Starkey's response. Did you see his response to them?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He calls Roger Daltrey Dodger.
Roger Dodger?
No, Dodger Raltrey or something. Something like, you got to pull it up. See, I'm already fucking masquering it.
My internet is just straight up not working, dude. I can't even scroll.
Let me check mine. All righty, I'll read you.
Can you pull it up?
I got it. Drummer Zach Starkey said he is surprised and saddened in his first comments since he was kicked out of the Hall of Fame band The Who. I'm very proud of my 30 years with The Who, filling the shoes of my godfather. Filling the shoes of my godfather, Uncle Keith, has been the biggest honor, and I remain their biggest fan. Starkey wrote, referring to the band's original drummer, Keith Moon, who died in 1978. They've been like family to me. In January, I suffered a serious medical emergency with blood clots in my right bass drum calf. This is now completely healed.
What did he call Roger Daltrey? There had to be bad blood. There couldn't have not been bad blood.
I'm trying to get to that. That's what it said. Like, right now, dude, my shit's frozen.
Maybe it's Zoom. Remember, Zoom was down yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. The 59-year-old drummer, son of the Beatles drummer Ringo Starr, said he plans to take some much-needed time off to spend with his family.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay. No. Wait, hold on. 29 years out at any job is a good old run, and I wish them the best, the Rocker Road. So, like, I got to find what I read earlier, because this isn't it. The Who's frontman Roger Daltrey and guitarist Pete Townsend ended things with Starkey following 2 shows in March at Royal Albert Hall in the UK. A source aware of the situation also told the Mirror that the drummer was blindsided and upset over being kicked out of the group. It's a little acrimonious, to say the least, the source told the outlet. Daltrey raised issues with Starkey's playing during the band's March 27th and 30th shows to raise money for the singer's charity, Teenage Cancer Trust. A few issues with the drumming, and the standard wasn't as high as everyone wanted, the source said. Daltrey was reportedly peeved that the drummer was overplaying during the band's gigs, according to the Metro.
That doesn't make any sense, dude.
And this is what Daltrey said. To sing that song, I do need to hear the key, and I can't. All I've got is drums going boom, boom, boom. I can't sing to that. I'm sorry, guys. Daltrey said to the crowd at the end of March 30th.
The live video is like, essentially they're playing the song. He sounds a little bit off key, and then he stops the song and says, well, I can't boom, 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 or I can't play the boom, boom, boom. I can't find the key. and Pete Townsend's sitting down. It's just like, dude, like they've become lame.
They're 79 and 80, dude.
Yeah. Tell that to Keith Richards and Mick Jagger. They're still running all over the place, killing it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that this is from one day ago. So let's see.
Sorry for my technical difficulties.
Yeah, this is what I found. Okay. In it, Starkey claimed that Daktrey 81 was quote unquote unhappy with his quote unquote overplaying. Heard today from inside source within those horses knows that Toger, Daktrey, lead singer and principal songwriter of the group, unhappy with Zach, the drummer's performance at the Albert Hall a few weeks ago, is bringing formal charges of overplaying and is literally going to Zach, the drummer, and bring on a reserve from the Burwash, Car Wash, Skiffle and Tickle Glee Club Harmony without empathy All-Stars. This has been confirmed by whose longtime manager, will you don't want to know ya, he captioned.
But I can't follow that at all.
Let me read it one more time. I'll read it slow. Heard today from inside source within whose horses knows that Toger, Daktrey, lead singer and principal songwriter of the group, unhappy with Zach, the drummer's performance at the Albert Hall a few weeks ago, is bringing formal charges of overplaying and is literally going to Zach, the drummer, and bring on a reserve from the Burwash, Car Wash, Skiffle and Tickle Glee Club Harmony without empathy All-Stars. This has been confirmed by whose longtime manager, will you won't you know? Will you, won't you know? He captioned the pass alongside an image of himself and Roger Daltrey with the text, the Dally Who breaking news.
I have a hard time following you when you read.
Well,
it's gonna go. You know what's gonna happen. He's just gonna go back to Oasis, which is even cooler.
Well, that's what he's doing, and that's probably why he got fired.
Oh, he's doing the Oasis reunion,
isn't he? It's what somebody's doing.
I hope he's doing it.
No, is it him or is it Roger Taylor's kid? I think it's him.
Roger Taylor's kid is in the darkness.
Right, but he'd leave for
Rufus.
Oasis drummer. Who is Oasis's drummer? Drummer today.
Google.
The drummer for Oasis today is likely to be Joey Warnicker.
Oh,
I thought Starkey was doing it. That's
he was. I believe he was their last before they broke up drummer.
Oh, he did drum for them from 04 to 09. I thought he was coming back. Interesting.
Well, maybe he will. Maybe he will now. This is all new information. We'll have to be continued.
Well, you know what it is. You say you have the video. I'd love to see the video of this.
Let me see if it works. Let me make this. If it doesn't work, we just got to end it.
Okay.
There's something wrong with my computer. It's completely unresponsive. I hope it's recording this.
Yeah, mine's kind of acting slower too. I wonder if it is. On that note, everybody, thank you for joining us on another episode of the Whatever Buddy podcast. Episode 118.
Technical difficulty 118 episode.
Technical 118 is the name of the show. It is here every other Wednesday. Please like, subscribe, report, ring the bell, leave a comment, all the stuff that may help us get past 116 subscribers, which we've been sitting at for a few months now. Let's get to 117 by next week, if we can do so. And I hear people say that shit all the time, but it just, they usually say, let's get to 5 million subscribers. Yeah, start somewhere, Harris.
It's true. It's true. All right, y'all. See you next time.
Later.